reality of Easter, or the death, the life, the crucifixion, the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. It's important for us to be grounded in that truth and understand the reality and then be established in it. I'm going to say some things to us. I'm going to be teaching and preaching, so I want you to please open your heart and allow me to do this because it's very significant. I noticed that many people don't understand, especially in these last days, don't understand what we believe, why we believe what we believe. Most of the things that are significant and important are turned into mere jokes or riddles or whatever people want to do about it. I was somewhere yesterday, and the church also, we're going to read some scriptures in a minute. The church also have been very guilty of this. So we take responsibility, but we got to learn to do better. Amen. Can I hear an amen? Amen? One of the things that help, keep our heart on fire and steer our heart is constant reminder of the truth. Yeah. The truth we need to be reminded, or we need to remind ourselves of the truth. Reminder, repetition, reiteration is what establishes a person in whatever you believe. Reminder, repetition, reiteration is what establishes a person in whatever they believe. I mean, you are able to count numbers today because when you were growing up, they kept telling you 1 to 1 was difficult for you to even pronounce. But over time, you can count 1 to gazillion now, and you can even the alphabet A to Z and whatever with ease. But before, to say A was very difficult. B for boy was a problem. But over time, it has been ingrained in our spirit. And you're able to teach your children and pass the same thing to people, generation after generation with ease. But our faith has not been constantly brought to the forefront of our understanding. I was somewhere yesterday and somebody asked me, what does bunny have to do with Easter? I don't want to tell you the answer I gave to the person because some of you might be offended. But I gave the person an answer, but it encouraged my faith because the Lord has spoken to me about the service and why a day like this is very, very important in the life of the church. A day like this is very, very important in the life of the believer. Let me read some scriptures here as we go on. I'm going to read a couple of scriptures today, so if you can write them down, write them down. It is important that you write them down. If you can't write them down, take note of them whichever way you can do it. 2 Peter 1, 12 to 13. This is what Apostle Peter, one of the foremost disciples of Jesus, or one of the apostles, leading apostles of Jesus, said. 2 Peter 1, 12 to 13. He said, wherefore I will not be negligent to put you always in remembrance of these things, that you know them and be established in this present truth. Yea, I think it meet, as long as I'm in this tabernacle, to stir you up by putting you, what? In remembrance. I will not be negligent to put you always in remembrance of this thing. So when a minister does not put people in remembrance of something, some people might be hearing it for the first time. Some people might be remembering it, be reminded of it. But we need to hear it. It is negligence if we don't put people in remembrance of these things, that you know them and be established in this present truth. It's a present truth. It affects our life. It can bring us to greatness. It can bring us to success. It can bring us to victory. In fact, if we are suffering in our life, it's because we are ignorant of the truth. God said, my people are destroyed or they've gone to captivity because of lack of adequate knowledge, revelational truth. So ignorance is why people are in captive. They are in captivity, I beg your pardon. But we can be free when we come to know the truth. So we will be established in this truth. And then he said in verse 13, I think it meet, as long as I'm in this tabernacle, to stir you up by putting you in remembrance. Sometimes our faith becomes cold. We become dull, passive. But once we are reminded, we are stirred. To be stirred means to come alive, to be full of passion, to be active, to be energized in our inner man. So we see establishment come through reminder, reiteration come. Through repetition and reminder, we are established, we are stirred. Can I hear amen? And we know the truth.